So what do you think about was it the 1,000 systems that you can check out?
What 1,000 systems?
Starfield.
Oh, yeah, so what is it?
Oh, the 1,000 planets.
No, systems.
I thought they said planets. People were pissed.
No, they said systems.
I read that they said planets, and people were like, this is bullshit. There's not enough planets.
No. They said whether it was 100 systems or 1,000 systems, I can't remember, but they said basically every planet is an explorable planet.
So like
a planet.
No Man's Sky or whatever.
Yeah, it's like No Man's Sky meets Fallout.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be like a sci-fi / RPG /
Is 1,000 Starfield planets too many planets?
1,000.
Wasn't
planets?
Wasn't No Man's Sky Unlimited?
Starfield trailer teases over 1,000 explorable planets.
Wasn't No Man's Sky Unlimited?
Yes.
No.
It's close to unlimited.
It's technically unlimited because
then why are they bitching about 1,000?
I don't know. Just people. I mean, I think it's something good that they've attempted instead of just sticking to what they know of just Fallout and Sky, like Elder Scrolls. They've gone out of their field now. Their depth. Yeah. The faces, at least there's a step in the right way because they've been using the same system for so long, the same engine.
Wait, who's making it?
Bethesda.
Ah, Bethesda. Classic broken
games. It's their Skyrim solution or whatever.
What do you mean?
It's just their next big...
something. So what's the actual game?
It's called Starfield.
Yeah.
Well, they don't know. They just did their first
No Man's
trailer.
Sky.
It's basically No Man's Sky.
What's the aim?
Meets Skyrim.
They don't know yet. It's just the first initial trailer. It's coming out next year. They'll reveal more in time, later in the year. But basically, it's like an RPG space exploration. You build your own ships. You actually design them yourself. You design... you remember the base building?
Okay.
In Fallout, It'll be base building, but for your own little settlements in space on your own planet. And then they think there might be colony as if you get your own planet and you can.
Yeah, but is it going to be always online the way
As far as I know, it's not an online game so far. If they had multiplayer, I reckon that'd be pretty cool. But only in the sense where you just play co-op.
Yeah.
So then, what would you do? What are they just? Are you still shooting and defending and stuff?
Yeah, well, they don't know. But just there are factions that you can join in the sense New Vegas and Fallout 3. So you get, I think you get reputation with them and you can betray them and all that and just side with them.
There's a comparison video that someone did literally an hour after the trailer came out where they did a side-by-side with No Man's Sky and, what's it called again?
Starfield.
And everything in the Starfield trailer is everything timed in the No Man's Sky gameplay. So they
happen at the same time.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they can literally side by side the exact same things. The content, the weaponry, the building.
Really?
Yeah. They said it's basically picture
I
to
laughed
picture.
when they showed the footage of him mining the iron on the wall.
Yeah.
Because that's No Man's Sky hardcore.
Yeah. But everything else was basically...
From what I gather, though, there's actual story in it as opposed to No Man's Sky.
Well, No Man's Sky developed story, though.
Eventually.
No Man's Sky, was it even combat?
Yes.
At the start, no.
Yeah,
there was.
I was going to say, I don't remember it being a combat.
No, it wasn't.
Any elements of combat.
At the start, it was just exploration. You scanned the animals and the wildlife and the flora and the fauna and crystals and all those resources, elements and stuff. And then if you killed animals or destroyed too much of the territory, then they were called the Guardian Sentries. And they were just drones that would come and attack you. And then you would destroy those and eventually they just overpower you.
But there's also survival elements, winter or summer and toxicity, and
it looks like it's got that as well.
Yeah.
So
radiation.
I was excited for No Man's Sky, but then it just fell flat. And I don't like buying a game and then not getting delivered on it, and then having to wait 2 years for it to finally
and then go get it again.
And it's the promised, what you get.
Apparently, it's a good game now.
It's a great game now.
Yeah, I know, but it's too late now for me though.
It's everything. It's everything now and more than what it was supposed to be released. Is they delivered on it, but they released it with those promises, and there was none of it in the game.
Yeah.
Now it's great. It's online and it's full of life and NPCs everywhere and combat everywhere, and it's great. But yeah, I'm the same as you. I bought it. I was excited. I played it, and I was like, I've gone to 50 planets. I've done the exact same thing every time. I've died hundreds of times from the radiation, and that's it. There's nothing else to do. You bounce from planet to planet doing the same thing. I refunded the game, And then, 2 years later, they brought out all the expansions, big changes. And
I think No Man's Sky was just too concentrated on trying to get the biggest solar systems out there and not worry about the story. And then the story comes out, it's just crap.
Yeah.
What it was. Whereas hopefully I'm still cautious. I'm optimistic, but I'm cautious about it. They've already shown footage of story elements with factions that you can interact with.
Yeah.
You can join the very pirates that you're taking at the start of the game. There's an explorers guild. There's a kind of like a Minutemen guild as well. Protecting the frontiers and stuff like that.
Wait, I got a question. Sorry, a bit unrelated though. FIFA. They've no longer making FIFA games.
Yes.
So what are they actually making?
EA Sports Soccer.
Yeah, that's what it's called, right?
They lost the franchise.
So then, what happens to the players' names? They lose all the rights to the players' names.
I don't know.
I would assume so.
I thought they were separate things altogether.
Are they?
Because they're licenses, yeah.
So to use the name FIFA, that's
I didn't
one
mean to
license.
throw you off.
Yeah.
I'm just
No, that's fine. Whereas players, they have to get, I think, permission from licensing for each player individually or for the club
Yeah, they
specifically.
would. Yeah. And then different owners for different.
Yeah, because look at Pairs. Even in the Football Manager games, they have every club in the Serie A, but they don't have Juventus.
Yeah,
you look at
so some players will be off the table then.
But the players are still on the team. It's just the team's name's not on there.
No, but what I mean is, so you'd have someone who owns the licenses for each team, for example, and then if they own that, then you potentially couldn't use not only the team but also the player.
Possibly. I know for a long...
that's messy as hell.
Yeah, I know for a long, long time the Bundesliga, the German league, wouldn't allow anybody to use their license. So Pairs, FIFA, Football Manager, no one. So everybody was creating their own leagues. But the players were in the game, but they weren't even in the clubs because the clubs didn't exist.
So how were the players in the game if they weren't
just
in the club?
as free agents?
So they were just in a pool of players at the start?
Yeah.
So you'd literally have the whole of Juventus and the Bundesliga
Pretty much, yeah. Some people went. Then in some games they weren't even in the game at all, and some people went out of their way and created an entire league of German players.
So how's it?
But it's yeah.
So now there's no more FIFA.
Nope.
Every year there's been a
the
FIFA
franchise FIFA doesn't exist anymore. It's going to be called something else.
What was the first one? 93, 94?
I think they can. 94.
I had it on Mega Drive.
I think
I actually still have it on Mega Drive. Yeah.
I think it is called EA.
It's called
Sports or EA Soccer or something like that.
This is what happens. This is a direct result of them getting too comfortable and not, what's the word? When you develop, what's the word what's the word?
Complacent?
Too complacent and not innovating enough, not innovating new stuff.
Yeah. It's always the same.
They have literally gone into the highlight, the replay mode on the Madden games and on the FIFA games. They go into the replay. They go to the exact same spot on the stadium, and it still says Madden 2019 and FIFA 2019, even though it's a 2022 game.
What do you mean same spot on the stadium?
So they go highlight, you go for game match replay, and then they just go into free camera and they pan around the whole stadium. And when you do that, you can go into the
rafters,
and stuff, and there's still banners from FIFA 19.
Oh, so they haven't even updated.
So the stadium itself is ripped.
Yeah. They're essentially just using the exact same game with an updated roster for years. And people are paying arm and bending over for it. And then not only that, they're doing the
loot box shit.
Yeah, the ultimate.
You know what I did the other day? I uninstalled FIFA 2017. When I downloaded The Witcher. There you go. You happy?
Nice.
Oh, did you get The Witcher? Oh, you convinced him. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, my Plus is still active. I unsubscribed.
Wait, wasn't God of War?
No. Oh, no, the God of War. Sorry, not The Witcher. The God of War. Yeah, not The Witcher. Yeah. But he told me that jump on Plus.
I'm so happy.
Why?
I'm so glad you downloaded it.
That
doesn't matter as long as you got it.
Look, there are a million games I downloaded that I never played. Mafia 3, Apex. I can't...
You won't get into Apex. Just uninstall it.
Oh, no, it's gone. But what I did was I uninstalled a bunch of games I haven't played.
God of War, I can see him playing. I think he'll actually enjoy it.
Yeah, I think he would.
Even though it's dated.
Oh,
it's not dated. It's only 2 years old, 3 years old.
No, actually, it is older. Wasn't it an exclusive for...
It's got to be older than 2 years, man.
No, it has to be
3 years. It came out the same year as Red Dead, didn't it?
Hang on.
Or after Red Dead, the same year?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Hang on.
No, I think you're right. Yeah.
What would you consider dated on a PS4?
Destiny 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
$7 at freaking EB.
Did you like that picture I sent you?
It was released
Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh, yeah.
It's half price. $1.
April 2018, 4 years old.
That's 4 years. I wouldn't consider that dated.
No, it looks great still.
Horizon Zero Dawn, the first one is
That's
older
about
than
the
that.
same.
I think it's a year or two older
Okay.
than that. And I wouldn't consider that dated because that's still pretty good.
No, God of War's not dated.
His console might struggle, though, for God of War because his is an OG one, not a Pro.
It should be okay.
Okay.
It might shut off once in a while.
What do you mean?
So they made leaps and bounds in some of the tech with a lot of the later games. How did you go with Ghost of Tsushima
How did I what?
on your console? How did Ghost of Tsushima go on your console?
Aside from the game being terrible, it was fine.
Did your system ever get really loud, your console, when you were playing that?
As in warm.
Warm and the fan would just go nuts?
Nah, not really.
No, it should be fine.
Not that I
think you'll be
remember.
fine.
But, yeah, okay.
Man, I haven't played it. Ghost of Tsushima was the last thing I played, and that was a year ago.
I would highly recommend, if you get free time, then prioritize playing God of War.
Yeah, I would, definitely.
It's not
I would
only...
actually recommend getting your Windows fixed so we can play Crusader Kings
Man,
3.
I don't know what else I can do.
Reinstall Windows.
What's wrong with it?
Piss off.
That seems to be the answer.
It's not the answer.
What's wrong
It
with it?
seems to be the answer.
For some reason, when
Okay. He goes to launch CK3. All right. And mine launched without a hiccup. But his keeps saying launch error, reinstall, what's it called? C++ drivers. But he's got them installed.
Yeah, but it
everything's
says
up to date.
reinstall.
Yeah, but no. It says that you're missing them. You're missing C++ visuals.
So there is a thing where are you playing on? Steam?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I tried playing it directly off the exe.
So with C++, the visuals, when you install a game, it comes with the game. So they're specific to the game. So you would need to reinstall...
He did.
Oh,
What would I need to reinstall?
the game.
I did.
Oh, well, then I don't know.
Yeah,
That would be my go-to.
Dude, I'm such an idiot. Like, I actually had time I'm like, you know what? Finished my task for today.
I was looking forward to that
been
night,
working
man.
since like 8 a.m., whatever. You know what? I deserve a break. You've done well. Right? And then I'm like, it's only like 6:30, 7, and I'm seemingly done for the night. Saw him online. I said, hey, let's play CK. He was like, yeah, all right, sweet, done. I go to launch, literally like wetting my beak. Can't wait. And then this stupid error message. I'm like, what do you mean?
Maybe just
But
send a
why?
screenshot of it in the chat and I can figure it out.
You're going to figure it out.
I think you sent it to me. Just forward it to him. It'll be in our last private
Did I
one.
send it to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just forward it. Check it out.
I'll send it to you now.
I was looking forward to it as well because I was like, oh, maybe I get back into it because I had started a new game just to pass some time and waiting for the latest
Where did I send it to you?
just private.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah, got it.
And I started a game. I actually created a character that's actually Roman. It doesn't exist in the game at all. There's no Roman culture at all. Like, I'm creating a Roman. I'm reestablishing the Roman Empire.
There you go. Sent it. The thing that bothered me was that I spent like 2.5, 3 hours trying to deal with it. And I'm usually good at troubleshooting shit, yeah? Like, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I refuse to reinstall Windows.
I might have to do with that.
No
lot
chance.
of the answers I was reading
No
had
chance.
to do with
I'm not
that.
doing it. I'm not doing it. I can't.
So my latest update was I actually married, I betrothed my son to the Princess of Croatia. Okay.
Why?
Because Croatia is right above the Byzantium Empire, like right above it.
I know where Croatia is.
But to get the king,
What are you laughing at?
I know we're correct.
the king of the king of Croatia to agree to the marriage was pretty easy. But to make it so basically she wanted a matrilineal marriage.
Oh, yeah, forget it.
No.
That's fine.
Oh
no, wait.
So she wanted the kids to continue her name.
Oh, okay.
But I'm like, no. I want Croatia, and I'm taking it. So I dedicated my spy master like you wouldn't believe to the king of Croatia. Spied the crap out of him. Got a strong hook on him. So basically, as soon as I got that strong hook, I'll take that marriage thing and we'll actually put it in my son's name. So basically,
see
I got him to agree to it. So now their
Do you
kids
see why?
will continue my name. So
He's a maniacal
I'm
megalomaniac.
ever slowly inching to Byzantium. I got Croatia now. I took Albania over as well.
As a side note,
Was it Croatia? No, it's not Croatia. Yeah, it
Bosnia?
is. No.
Serbia? I'm just going through the Montenegro.
Hungary.
Oh, okay.
Hungary, sorry. Not Croatia. It's Hungary. Croatia I'm conquering at the moment, actually.
Is CK crossplay?
No, it's only PC or console.
I didn't know it was on console.
But could you play Steam to Xbox Pass?
I don't know, actually.
Okay. Because I know it's free on Xbox.
Yeah, at the moment.
Okay.
Let's check it out.
I just don't know if that connection... I don't even know how to...
Because I think you just jump on servers, the same servers.
Okay.
What'd you make of it?
What?
This the screenshot.
Well, it says verify integrity, which is always that right click in Steam and then...
I did that. Nothing.
I'll Google it when I get home.
What's it called on Game Pass?
Game Pass, yeah. As he's Googling, I have some free time now that the markets have crashed.
I.e. unemployed.
I have some free time on my hands. I need a game to play. I'm really lost. I've been looking for ages. I don't know what to find.
Red Dead.
So yes, you can. You can.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Okay, I might download it then.
Play Ghost.
I don't want to pay. It's full price.
What do you
Wait,
want?
what do you want it on?
Do you want console or PC? What game?
Either or's okay, but I'd prefer PC. If I lie in bed and play, because my TV.
What type of game do you want?
Preferably single player.
If you want PS4,
Shooter or you want strategy? What do you want?
Either.
If you're happy to compromise with a PS4, I'll give you Ghost. I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
I have 100% of it. There's nothing I can do.
Well, if you don't want to spend any money and you like shooters,
Oh my god.
what?
Destiny's free at the moment.
It is very free at the moment,
Very free.
and the season this at the moment is pretty good. No. Do you have Origin?
Yeah.
Did you get all those Battlefield ones that were free when they thought they were banking on 2042 so much that they gave away every single Battlefield before that?
I downloaded
free?
them. Yeah,
same.
But I couldn't get a lot of games. I think I had told you previously. I struggled to find.
Do you have Prime Gaming?
No.
Maybe you look into that. It's free.
Oh wait, no, I do have Prime Gaming. Yeah, I do.
What's Prime Gaming?
Amazon Prime
Amazon Prime
subscription
to Twitch, basically.
How many subscriptions do you have?
Oh, dude, it's a joke. It's not mine. It's my missus' sister's.
And they're giving away a lot of the Far Cry's away at the moment. I think
Oh, okay.
3 and 4 at the moment.
I've already played them though.
It's because of people like you that the market's crashing. It's my missus'.
I haven't played like
There's a Ubisoft
games from 2017 onwards, 2018.
There's
onwards.
like the Ubisoft subscription, $20, and you get the whole thing, and you can play like all the ACs, the newest ones.
Origin was free. I just downloaded it, but I couldn't get into it.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Origins was the best.
It's really slow at the start.
Do you like sandbox?
Origins, hang on. You're right. The first mission literally goes for like 3 hours, like something stupid, yeah? But after that, it's good. Dude,
Okay.
I loved Origins, man. There was a bit of a grind, but story-wise, it's one of the most compelling that I've actually
I'll
seen.
give another crack.
Piss off, man.
Shoot. I'll stick to FPS then. I need an FPS game.
Look, I like AC games, but story-wise, I still prefer the 2.
2.
Yeah, AC2.
Stop living in the past, man.
I really like Black Flag. Not story.
Black
gameplay.
Flag was fantastic.
Yeah. I love the ships. I can't get over it.
Story-wise, I think 2 is still the best because it's a continuous thing. After 3, they obviously after the 2 trilogy, you know that you can tell they had nowhere to go with that.
Copy paste.
Yeah, basically, and because it was two protagonists. You had the modern day one, and then you had the one within the simulation.
Yeah.
After 2, the 2 trilogy, they couldn't do something with the modern day one, so they just that was the backstory that was kind of, every game building,
Yeah.
and then they just stuffed it up
And they dropped,
yeah.
And they made the movie and
I never saw the movie.
Yeah, same.
I didn't sit through it.
Was that bad?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Really? How could they screw that up?
Because it was mainly the real
modern day story, yeah.
And it was just,
The modern day was
half-assed.
the modern day was good because it was just a little bit of it. It was just like in between chapters, and you would just like
you were piecing together a greater story that you just weren't aware of.
Yeah, and so in between chapters of the simulation, then you would go back to the modern world, and you would just same thing, just to get you out of it for a bit. If you didn't want to piece stuff together, you could just jump straight back in within 5 seconds. But it was a good overarching story. Then they stuffed it up.
Before I forget, on the subject of pirates, do you see what Amber Heard's been doing?
Oh, coming out more public again.
Yeah, she said, you know what's annoying me? She's coming out saying, this is a setback for women's rights. Survivors aren't going to be able to speak up. When it's Johnny Depp who was the victim.
Yeah. He's the survivor.
He is the survivor. And
he lost his fingertip.
Because she's living her truth.
No. Do you understand what I'm saying?
She's insane.
How is that fair? Like, how is that even allowed?
Did you see that? Oh, I know you're going to say no, but I think it was Sunday night. They had that thing on Channel 9 or 10 about the Heard v. Depp. Like, it was a summary of it.
Okay.
On Channel 10, I think it was.
I watched the whole trial, man. Like,
yeah, I know.
I don't need a summary.
Yeah, but that's
I
what I mean.
my own summary when the verdict was out.
But this is, I'll give you the skinny of it.
Here's the skinny of it, mate.
I watched majority of the trial as well. I got the highlights, but I didn't sit there and watch it.
Man, I was sitting at home, 3 monitors going in the laptop. The left one had the trial going, man, the entire time.
Objection overruled! Tim, calm down.
Tell me you love the feet.
It's me screaming.
Tell me you love the short clips of Phoenix Wright.
Oh,
how good is that?
Amazing.
Have you played the games?
Yeah, I got them.
A long time ago.
I've heard about the games. I've read about them.
If you want a game, get those. They're on Steam. They're always on sale. It's like $20 for the entire trilogy.
When was the first one that came out?
They're on DS.
Yeah,
originally.
Oh, no, they're old. I know they're old.
Yeah.
They've got the soundtracks in bit mode. You know what I mean? 8-bit mode.
Yeah, so good.
Are they good games?
Yeah,
incredible.
They're basically, it's like LA Noire. Basically, you're looking for the evidence, you find it, then you put it aside in your little trial case, and then you go to court, and then you got to actually listen to the testimonies and react and look when to.
It's not just hack and slash.
No. That's actually
you got to piece things together.
I'm picturing Destiny, the Dynasty Warriors, just losing it. You win. Okay.
So the Channel 10 portrayal, because I know what I saw.
John knows.
No, but everybody knows what they've seen. The way they were explaining it was to me it was like they were condescending.
What do you mean?
To
condescending?
Who? Towards who?
To the viewers.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Like they were still making it out like they're saying like they did it all, like they showed the case, they went through it, and then they put it up to the fact that Johnny Depp had more resources, so therefore he was able to basically, that's the only reason why he won. Larger resource pool and a larger fan base. That's what they said.
All the experts that were called in were her witnesses.
Yeah, but
what's it got to do with the fan base?
That's what they were saying. Like they were saying it had, in the end, like this is how he ended up winning because he had the larger fan base. Like, no, he actually had evidence and footage.
That's not how court works.
Audio and this and that.
But his Instagram followers, no.
And then they openly admit, like the UK trial, the judge sided with her, ruled in her favour because the judge determined that the original article that was written by whoever it was enough evidence to side with whatever Amber Heard said. And yet, how is that not hearsay? It's an article.
I don't understand how she's legally allowed to come out and start saying, "Oh, this is a setback for women's rights."
Yeah, I know.
Survive. It's like, but you lost, like literally lost, because you couldn't produce one single bit of evidence.
Yeah.
And then all the evidence and witnesses that you did bring forward, they all sided with Depp anyway.
Yeah.
You're telling me your own sister sided with Depp because of his fan base and his money?
I think a very, very big thing that stuffed her up was
Kate Moss.
Kate Moss, but images of her like the day after having a broken nose where there's just no broken nose.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like,
and the bruise on the cheek.
Like, where are these bruises? You're at an event the next day.
I did not understand how she managed to take photos of Johnny Depp sleeping like 1,000 times and bits of shattered furniture and shit that she'd done couldn't take a single photo of her injuries at that point.
I love how she was like, oh, yeah, I covered it up with this brand of makeup, and the makeup brand comes out, they're like, we didn't have that available then.
It didn't exist.
Come on, man. Yeah. What are you doing?
There's a photo of Johnny Depp asleep, and there's a photo of a makeup kid in front of her. Here's the evidence. Look, he's asleep. Yeah. He's asleep. He's literally asleep. What do you mean? And then, and the other thing, the fucking grifters, man, grift. Basically, she moved all her douchebag mates into his house, rented another house. He was like, they were freeloaders for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
But they never sensed any, they all witnessed this maniacal, abusive, insane man. Never thought to interfere, never thought to like maybe leave the house. No, let's just stay here in the jacuzzi for as long as we can.
Yeah.
How does it make any sense?
I mean, there's great highlights in it, you know. Like, the one for me was the trailer park thing where they stayed with friends and he trashed the whole place. And the manager comes out, he's like, no, the place was great.
There's a globe. There's a light globe that was...
He's like, the place was...
A mega paint.
It was it was so I mean, honestly, it's just disturbing.
It was stupid.
To watch. Yeah, it's...
But how can she get away with saying it now that this is going to set women back and blah, blah, blah? And
because you're supposed to believe them 100% of the time.
My mate said something interesting. She said, this woman is failing to recognize, and a woman said this, this woman is failing to recognize that as a woman, she has the standard, like, victim card to play just from the basis of her gender.
Yeah.
Off the bat.
Yeah.
In a case of domestic violence, as a woman, you're automatically given the role of the victim.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
On that assumption.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's up to men to prove that they're not.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
And well, that's what I mean.
In the court, it's the plaintiff that's like meant to provide
exactly.
it. Yeah. And he was the plaintiff, and he basically knocked it out of the park. Showed everything.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. But how can she be allowed to come out now and say, oh, it's, domestic violence, blah, 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 and he only won because of his power play? It's like, dude...
This seems like a power play.
Johnny Depp is a drunken pirate. Like, seriously? Like, what power play? Is he shaking hands with the Rothschilds, like in, as part of some Illuminati rig?
I told you they had to object whenever she cried, like they did with the Menendez brothers.
The Menendez brothers.
So the Menendez brothers? Yeah. So they got off the first time because they cried on the stand.
Yeah. She never actually shed a tear, though, right?
No. She fake cried.
Yeah.
But not one single tear. Yeah.
and then they said, like, she had a problem in acting because she couldn't cry tears. I loved it. It was brilliant.
So these Menendez brothers, they appealed it.
The Menendez brothers.
And when they went to the stand again, they started crying, and the lawyer objected. And they go, let's do this when he's composed.
Yeah.
And so then because of that, they got the guilty verdict they needed.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why don't they? I mean, they didn't have to do with her, but they should have done it when she cried.
Tear cried every single
I stepped on
time.
the bee. My dog stepped on the bee. See, that's the thing, man. If she was legitimately bashed every day.
Sorry, you know the Seinfeld episode with the student of the understudy of
understudy of Bette Midler.
Bette Midler, and she cries over but her grandmother died. She's like, that's all right.
Yeah, my grandmother died.
She drops the hot dog. It was really good.
You don't cry when your grandmother dies, but a hot dog makes you lose control.
Anyway, sorry, go on.
That was a really good impression too, by the way.
What?
Of when she drops the hot dog.
Please. No. If she was honestly a victim of domestic violence, I think the proof would have been there. They got her to admit that Johnny Depp always wore big, gargantuan, shiny freaking rings.
Yeah.
She's making it out like she's George Foreman's sparring partner.
Yeah.
Like she was literally bashed and beaten.
One punch from but seriously, one punch, like she's saying, from that fist with that many rings would do permanent damage.
Her face would be punctured beyond repair.
Yeah.
And she's like, and they're like, oh, what happened to the injuries? Makeup. Like, what do you mean makeup?
Take off the makeup.
You know what I mean?
Show the scars.
No, but it's like it's staring you in the face, you douchebag.
You know who she is.
You know who I am.
You know who I am.
Here we go.
She is that archetype of female character in history that gets between like two brothers and causes a rift for an entire kingdom to be destroyed. Causes civil wars. That's that type of person.
Yeah.
They exist. They just look for drama. They're psychos. Yeah. They'll play whatever they can off. They're always looking to their advantage.
Charlie, your brother is in the wrong. You deserve that inheritance.
Yeah.
Timmy, I just spoke to the landlady. I think Charlie's coming to make action on your piece of land. What do you mean?
But it's more subtle than that. It's like, but does your brother really need that barn? That's how it is. It's more subtle.
The barn. That's what it comes down to. The barn on a property. Oh, God. I've done so well not to cough. Now you're killing me, man.
Ethical.
Oh. Jesus, God. Do you know what I've been watching heaps of? Videos of liars under interrogation that finally get busted in their crimes. Oh, yeah. That's why I came up with that question of that I asked you in that chat.
Oh, I've got a really good question.
I've got a good one too.
Yeah.
Yeah? I was watching the one about, what was her name? Rebecca Fenton, I think. She was, her husband was like some sort of big pharma dude or neurosurgeon. I can't remember. Something to do with medicine. Living an extravagant life, you know, dinners, holidays, all that sort of shit. She was your typical blonde, red-headed housewife, whatever. And then apparently she had a dude on the side, like a real nomadic biker, no money type. Yeah.
As they do.
He made her sign a prenup for like $20,000, and she only remembered it after she basically had killed him, right? All the evidence disappeared.
Rat poison?
No, shot him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not a subtle.
Car got stolen, you know, all that sort of shit. She's like, I don't know how this happened, blah, 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 blah. They never found a weapon. And then like a couple of years later, they recovered the stolen car, found a bag inside the car with like the handgun. The guy's like,
couple of years later.
Yeah.
And her driver's license.
No. Yeah. And a photo of her at the scene of the crime. No.
Posing with the gun and the dead body. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, they recovered the evidence. The bag had like the gun, his watch, his rings, jewelry, whatever, her fingerprints on the gun, all that sort of shit. And then they brought her in for it. I've been watching the police interrogation videos where she's like, I don't know how this happened. Tell me you found an answer, blah, blah, blah. Then like the cop's like, here's what we found in the car. And it's like, here's a gun with your fingerprints on it. I don't understand what this means. It's like, what do you mean, you dumb bitch? Like, we've got a gun with your fingerprints on it. And to this day, she was interviewed by Piers Morgan a couple of years ago, still denies any...
Wait, did they arrest her?
She's in prison for life.
Oh, she's in prison for life. Okay.
Yeah, but she still denies any involvement.
Oh, of course.
I mean, at this point, you're probably better off just going guilty, right?
Yeah, but they found the smoking gun, literally.
That's what I mean. You'd be better off
and she's still sitting there saying, no, nothing to do with me. Like, what do you mean? Like, how?
She's hoping in 40 years she'll be let out on, you know, like, what do they call it? Mistaken evidence.
Yeah. So then I started thinking, I really got into that sort of shit. I was watching heaps of in interview videos, a lot of like random murders in the past and blah, blah, blah. You serious?
Well, he's got to finish the box before we finish.
You're not going to have any.
How many's left?
2.
I'll have one later.
Have 2.
I don't want to. I'll
You
have
want
one.
No,
He'll die.
Open your mouth.
It's just
Fastball.
Nevertheless,
my insulin shot.
that's why I asked the question. If you could think of any mysteries that have happened, what would you want definitive answers?
Mysteries. I thought you meant you just wanted an answer to a question.
No.
I thought much bigger scale than this. So
my question was, why do hot dogs come in packs of 9 and sausage rolls only come in packs of 6?
We are fucked if this is where we're going.
Steve Martin already explained that in Father of the Bride. Don't you remember?
No.
I'll find it.
Why do they come in packs of 9 and you get 6 rolls?
It's the best explanation of all
That's
time.
crap, man. I thought you meant just an answer to any question.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Hang on. Yeah, this is honestly the best. I can't believe you don't remember this, man. I
haven't watched this movie in years.
This is such a good movie, dude.
Yeah.
I grew up watching this. Steve Martin, like everyone, Martin Short, you know what I mean? Like everyone's in this.
Nina said as long as I was escaping, would I mind escaping to the market and picking up something for dinner? Sure, that was all I needed. A busy supermarket. I needed to drive, mellow out, get my mind off the wedding. But mellowing out was not in the cards.
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. What are you doing?
I'll tell you what I'm doing. I want to buy 8 hot dogs and 8 hot dog buns to go with them. But no one sells 8 hot dog buns. They only sell 12 hot dog buns. So I end up paying for 4 buns I don't need. So I am removing the superfluous buns.
I'm sorry, sir, but you're going to have to pay for all 12 buns. They're not marked individually.
Yeah. You want to know why? Because some big shot over at the Wiener Company got together with some big shot over at the Bun Company and decided to rip off the American public. Because they think the American public is a bunch of trusting nitwits who'll pay for things they don't need rather than make us stink. Well, they're not ripping off this nitwit anymore because I'm not paying for one more thing I don't need. George Banks is saying no.
Who's George Banks?
Me! Why don't we just calm down now, sir? I'll tell you why we don't calm down. Because you're not excited. It takes 2 people for a we to calm down, doesn't it?
That I don't know, sir. I'm just the assistant manager of a supermarket. But I'll tell you this. If you don't pipe down and pay for those buns, I'm going to call the police.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, right. That's right. Hey. Come here.
You know what I just watched while I was up at Rosebud on Netflix? Josh Groban.
Mm-hmm.
Who? Tony Danza. Josh Groban and Tony Danza. It's called The Good Cop. And basically, Josh Groban's a cop. Okay,
Hang on, how old is this movie?
it's a TV show.
A TV show.
10 episodes. Only went for 1 season. It's a Netflix original.
Sounds like it's pretty old.
5 years.
Tony Danza's in a show.
He's gold. He makes the show complete. So he was a cop, a famous cop in New York.
Okay. I
And
love where this is going.
yeah, and
is
like
his name Tony?
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Dude,
Did you say his name?
Man, the reason why I ask is because
I think it's Tony. I can't remember.
about a week or 2 ago,
Yeah.
I was reading about Tony Danza because I'm like,
Yeah.
what has this idiot actually been in? Because he was like the pretty boy
Yeah.
of like
Yeah.
TV shows.
Yeah.
Everyone loved him. But what movies has he actually done? I only remember the one where he was the place kicker.
I don't think he ever did movies, did he?
He did a few movies, nothing big. But he always, I looked at his character listing, every character was called Tony.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
He couldn't remember when they would say
He
Frank.
couldn't remember his
Frank. Frank. Tony. Yeah.
Hey.
Remember that in Acropolis? Charlton.
Yes. So
That was gold.
Tony Danza's character was this famous cop, this big cop in New York. But then he gets busted for being the most corrupt cop in New York.
I was going to say, what was it called?
The good cop.
The Good Cop.
And Josh Groban
What a
is
scene. I'm sorry. That's
Mimo. Charlton. Yes.
Yes. And so he gets arrested and he goes away to jail because turns out he's like one of the most corrupt cops in New York.
His name is Big Tony.
Big Tony. And Josh Groban is his son, who is a cop as well.
Yeah.
And he is like a Boy Scout. Like he refuses to run a red light. Like at the start of the show, he's like at a red light and it's busted. And they're there for like 15 minutes and he refuses to go through because he's such a Boy Scout.
so. That's the first 15 minutes of the movie.
Oh, it's the end of the episode. It's at the end. But basically, he's like living with the son because his parole says that he's got to stay with him. And it's just solving crimes while using the dad as like a source of information to try and bust the crimes as well. It's a funny show. It's pretty good. I started getting back into that. It's only 1 season, 10 episodes. Watch started up a Rosebud. It's good. He's actually really good in it. Like very.
They didn't continue it clearly.
No,
He's so good they had to leave it at 10 episodes.
Look, man, I think it should have gone for a couple more seasons compared to a lot of the other stuff that gets renewals.
Deal breaker. We didn't want to name him Tony. He just wouldn't.
Can you imagine the executives like trying to decide on this show? It's like, So what have we got in the plan for the Pipeworks? Actually, Tony Danza is coming back on the network. What's the show about? It's about a cop, a corrupt cop, who moves in with his son as part of his parole. Sounds interesting. Who we got? Well, Tony Danza is playing the cop. What's the character's name? Tony.
I like it.
Danza! In my office now!
You know one? Have you actually seen the new Sandler movie on Netflix?
Hustle?
Yeah.
Saw it.
Did you like it?
Yes, I did.
So did I. I really liked
Yeah,
it.
the reviews have been insane.
I really
I
liked it.
it. You know what? I was thinking about it because Adam Sandler's a massive NBA fan.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
you can tell in that movie.
Yeah. He's actually doing something he likes.
yeah.
He's dealing with content that he likes. He's like, he's actually excited. And I was thinking in the back of my head, like, he's Adam Sandler. He's a multimillionaire, whatever. But even making this movie, he's mingling with legends that like he's grown up idolizing. You know what I mean? It would have been a lot of fun for him. And like you said, you can tell. Good movie.
Very good. I was really impressed with it.
Did you watch Uncut Gems?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, I remember I brought it up. Nothing actually happens.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, he said
like
that.
You're waiting
yeah.
for the whole movie and nothing actually
I
happens.
never watched it, but I heard that the acting was good.
I started watching it and I fell asleep like an hour
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
Because I'm like, he's not playing his usual screwball shit, but nothing's actually going on that I give a shit about. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I heard his acting was really good.
Yeah, that's why I liked Hustle, because it was actually an interesting story.
It was,
More
yeah.
of the same. It's not more of the same. You can tell where it was going,
Yeah.
but it was still engaging enough to warrant watching it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
I think it was well written. I think it was like, I think the story was good too, because it wasn't like he was out for himself. He was genuinely looking for like he was looking for someone to help the team, obviously.
Yeah.
But at the end of the story, by the end of it, like he was,
Spoiler alert, yeah.
No, by the end of it, no, I'm not saying anything, but I'm just saying by the end of it, he was just genuinely trying to look out for the guy, just to help him out.
Yeah. You know what I watched on the weekend? I had my luck around. We watched Cobra.
Oh, okay.
Dude, what a movie, man. Like, we were just watching it. It's like so ruthless. Like, what the hell's going on? People getting killed, like in supermarkets. Like, all right. Watch Cobra, and then when that ended, I said, you know what we need to watch? We need to watch Rambo. Like the second before last Rambo.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch it? Set
No,
in
I haven't
Burma?
seen anything after the.
Honestly, we were like cheering through the whole thing. Like every 20 minutes, we were like, oh,
yeah.
man, what a legend. Like Rambo, like I saw the last one. It was good. Nice way to finish the series.
Yeah.
Like the story arc. But the second before last one, he was still playing this unredeemable character in the jungle.
Yeah.
And it's such a throwback to like 80s violence, man.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
gratuitous violence. I was reading
Not
about
this last one, the one before.
One before.
the last one was still violent.
Yeah.
The last one was set with Mexican cartels in Mexico. The second before last one was set in Burma, and he's out.
I remember some of the stuff like he's shooting people are just splitting in half and But you know what? Just
He
he
said in his defense, he said that the budget was tiny, right? For a modern day, it was filmed in 2008, okay? So for a movie filmed in 2008, an action blockbuster, there's no other big names in the movie. He's the only one. And there's one other name. I can't remember who it was. But he said that for it to be memorable, we've got to go over the top, gratuitous violence. We haven't got the budget to do anything massive, so let's just go balls in. He goes, fake blood costs fuck all. Like, let's more of it. You know what I mean?
Just
literally how he said
waves
it.
of blood. Yeah.
It's, dude, you watch it and you just get amped. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like full retribution, like, revenge.
Yeah.
sort
It's
of
throwback
shit.
and a half. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best. Anyway, continue.
Well, I was just going to say, like, because those type of movies don't exist anymore because everything's safe now. So that's why it seems like it's over the top.
Did you watch Matt Walsh's take on Peter Dinklage coming out to say that the new Snow White isn't work enough?
I know he's done it, but I haven't seen it. No.
So Peter Dinklage,
I watched it. Yeah.
yeah. Did you watch it? You serious? The Matt Walsh?
The reply. Yeah.
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 Did you send it? I haven't seen it.
No, I didn't send it. I literally watched it today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I was having lunch.
I saw it on the pooper. Recommended.
Of course
On
you
the
did.
pooper.
Our YouTube recommendations must be linked.
Our recommendations have synced.
We're all in the shitter. Same Matt Walsh video.
You see the WhatsApp message go off the group.
Hey! No, Peter Dinklage came out and said the new Snow White that they're filming.
I know
right,
he had said that, yeah.
Disney's said that it's not woke enough. It's like, well, hang on, man. The story is called Snow White. And she's literally called Snow White because her skin is white as snow.
Yeah.
They cast a Colombian girl, like Colombian woman, to star in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So she's Colombian, she's starring in Snow White.
She dark.
Yeah.
Well,
And
it should have
Matt
been called
Walsh-
Snow White then.
Nope.
Matt Walsh said it'd be the same thing. He goes, what would happen if they cast Chris
Snow
Pratt?
Black.
Chris Pratt as Black Panther.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
makes no
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Then
But
secondly,
that's not allowed because, anyway, go on.
secondly,
No, it's not.
the seven dwarfs
Should we get into why?
No.
seven dwarfs in Snow White aren't dwarfs because they've got dwarfism. They're dwarfs because it's mythology and they're little people as a genus.
Yeah.
Like, and that's who they are. Lord of the Rings.
Oh, I was actually just thinking that. Don't get me started.
He's like Lord of the Rings. All these other shows set in mythology have got dwarves and elves and,
Yeah.
little people of little stature. How come he's not kicking up a stink for
So
that?
you saw, yeah, that's crap. So you saw like when they posted the I can't remember if it's a trailer or the poster for the Lord of the Rings TV show.
Yes.
There's a TV show?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're doing a TV show.
I
They're,
think
they're
you
already
brought it up
bagging
once,
it.
yeah.
They're already bagging it.
I'll bag it now. It's boring.
Hold on now.
Yeah, because what you're going to say to me now is going to change my mind, yeah?
Well, this is an Amazon production,
What does that mean?
Biggest budget ever done on a TV show as well.
which doesn't mean squat.
Doesn't mean shit.
No, but it means-
Remember Terminator Salvation? Or, Terminator
For
the series?
starters, on the trailer or the poster, they said Middle Earth as it should be or as it is now, like as it should be now. And
What does that mean?
Well, essentially, they've got black female dwarfs
Okay. I'm sure there were black
who
female
have no
dwarves.
beards.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so-
what, hang on. What are you saying?
So any person worth their money who knows Lord of the Rings, Yeah,
Yeah, I love where this is
it's
going.
established
I'll see you guys next week.
that female dwarf. And they don't even have the licensing for the Lord of the Rings. They're claiming they do, but they don't.
What do you
Oh,
mean?
really?
Yes.
Wait, hang on.
I didn't know that
How
part.
do you do a
Yes.
show on Lord of the Rings?
By not using the actual names of anything.
Oh.
Oh, so there's no.
But how do they get away with the
fat-
title?
No. It's not called Lord of the Rings.
What's it called?
It's called The Ring of Power or something like that.
Oh, no shit.
Hang on, is it
Yes.
still using the Tolkien characters?
It's not based on Lord of the Rings or the Hobbit. It's based in like
Is it Mid Earth?
Yeah, but like 5,000 years at the start of man. That's when it's based. It's based like when Clay.
So it's outside of the.
Yeah, it's outside well before like at the start of man
Okay,
when
I
it's
didn't
the
know
elf.
that.
Yeah. So that's why. And so basically in the Lord of the Rings, they establish that female dwarfs have bigger beards than male
men.
dwarfs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You will never see a female dwarf because you think they're male dwarfs because their beards are large. They're as big as men's. Like he's like
So by definition, dwarves have beards.
all dwarfs,
All
male,
dwarves, yeah.
female.
It's a trait of
Okay.
the race.
Yeah, and essentially, like with Snow White, like you said, it's mythological. They established that this world is based in Scandinavia, kind of like Euro-Scandinavian.
Isn't that where Mid
UK.
Earth was set?
Yeah, because it's supposed it was supposed to mimic. It was basically a story because Tolkien said that the British, the English didn't have mythology like a lot of the other European countries. So he
Yeah.
set out to try and do his own, something that will kind of like
Make a mark in
in
history.
as his own like historical
So Tolkien
mythology.
created a mythology
Yeah,
using Western European
influences.
influences
Yeah.
in order to create something that would somehow stand up to like the Norse, the Greek,
Correct.
Yeah, exactly,
etc. Even
Yeah.
China had mythology.
It's very heavily biblical influenced, very very heavily. Like you don't realize, but it is
As in what? The stories?
the story, like the whole like origin of everything in it, like the
Oh,
whole.
so you could swap names out and
Yeah.
be like, oh, that's Job.
Well, no, not so much. It's more so how basically how like
treachery
the
of it
treachery
all
starts in like heaven type stuff.
Okay.
But I know he did. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
He
very, very-
he took from everywhere
Yeah, yeah.
and put it into his own
Okay.
imagination.
And so it's
the guy was hired like majority of the time. Off his head.
He's got his bong.
Now, what do the Greeks have? Trolls?
Make this cunt green.
Mordor was supposed to be like a replication of what he experienced in World War One.
Okay.
Yeah. And so he has written histories of these people. He made up histories, made up languages, made up everything.
I know he created languages, which is crazy.
Yeah.
He goes out of his way and says, these races are these colours, these races are these colours, these races speak this language, they speak this. Nowhere in there anywhere. Like, some guy, that upper echelon guy.
Taking it. This
yes,
is what
because
I love.
it's very close to my heart. That, the upper echelon guy.
Yeah.
He was talking about the same thing, and he goes, look, I'm not going to say that there can't be black elves and black dwarfs. I'm not going to say that. And he goes, look, I'll come up with an explanation of how they could be black elves, like people from this and he's trying to explain.
Like the Uruk-hai. They explain how the Uruk-hai came
he's
about.
like refugees from this land.
They're a crossover. Well, they're the original elf. What was the actual story behind
elves? I think
there were elves that were reborn out of them.
The first attempt at elves, or I can't remember.
Wait, in what, man?
They were in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay.
They an Uruk-hai branded looking orc came out of the ground, and they explained the process of what they were. Really, sort of like a fucked up version of it.
Yeah.
But they explained the process of how, and the same. That's basically what John's saying. You can just explain how they were possible to have black elves. Or
she's black, and she's just black because she's black. That's it.
Because this is now.
Because this is now
5,000 years ago, sort of.
Yeah, and then they're like, well, you can't say this is a Lord of the Rings to replicate, to show, to mimic what it is now, because this has nothing to do with modern day. This is not historical, but this is a mytho built in history, in a sense. And that's all. It's just it's
mytho built in history, built on mytho.
Yeah. And so it's just it's just, what was it? I don't care, if you choose to have a character portray as someone as, you choose to use a black actor to portray someone. I couldn't care less.
What about Bond?
Depends. No, look, honestly, I'm not attached to Bond, so I can't really say.
See, with me, it's
But Bond's an evolving story, isn't it?
No.
Is Bond finished?
Well, no, it's not finished. There were many more books and stuff that were written that haven't been turned into movies yet.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. It's not...
Bond was always written as a white dude from...
Sharp jaw, yeah.
Yeah. He's such a dickhead. All right? They always wrote him as a white guy. Yeah?
Well, but in modern day... that's already set in a fairly modern world, modern day. It's not a fake mythology.
No. Yeah. It's not fantasy. Yeah. It's set on Earth. And it's not set... Yeah, exactly.
Go to a casino, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Octopussy.
It's like when they cracked the sand.
Jam a spy.
Remember when I was telling you about that game, Kingdom Come? And they were it was that medieval one. It was like a medieval simulator, basically, you're a knight. And everyone was cracking the sads because there was no black people in the game.
Oh, but
I'm this is landlocked Bohemia, 11th century. Where
you want them in the game?
You know where they're going to be. You know where they're going to be if you really want them in there.
We've set up a farm over here, boys. We're just going to...
Exactly.
Put you over here.
This is a one-to-one portrayal. The people who made it are Bohemian.
Yeah.
They're this is a one-to-one portrayal of medieval life in Bohemia, 12th century.
You know how, in those games, your population, your civilians are starving. Yeah?
Your face!
And build a graveyard to stop infection. Nah.
You're such a dickhead. Just clicking dismiss. Dismiss the tab.
Close all notifications.
Mute all notifications.
The funny thing is...
You're such a... Thor.
Yes.
You know when they did the Thor movies?
I'm so pissed off. Anyway, yeah, go on.
Go, why are you pissed?
So pissed off about what they're doing with Thor.
Yeah, I agree.
It's disgraceful.
Well, they'd already ruined the comics when they did it that way anyway.
True. Yeah, absolutely.
Did what?
Look, but I was willing to let it go on the first movie, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'd let this go if it keeps going like this. And it just got worse and worse.
What did they let go? So what did you let go?
What did I let go? how comedic and stupid Thor comes across as.
Oh, I wasn't thinking that at all.
Oh, what were you thinking?
Oh, sorry. Go. No, go.
Well, that was it.
Okay.
What were you thinking?
So, no, sorry, don't worry.
And then they brought out anyway.
He doesn't want to let his Aryan
The whole
roots come
female
out.
thing. They're pushing that as the main character. I can see where it's going already. The new movie with what's it called?
Well, I've already told
God
you.
and Thunder or whatever.
Yeah, I've already told you that they've already stated well in advance, like 3 years ago, before even Endgame finished. They said the next phase of Marvel will be an all-female Avenger cast.
Dude, I've got Disney Plus. Have you got it?
Yeah. Oh, I don't even watch it.
On the front page of, how it shows you the record,
Yeah.
whatever. It's all Marvel stuff, right?
Yeah.
I don't see one cover with a male on the cover. Yeah. Not only that, but I've never heard of these movies or shows.
Yeah, a lot of it's just going straight TV, straight to, like they make it as shows just straight on there. They don't even bother with the movies.
It's actually really
so
crazy.
they're investing in all-female Marvel movies.
Wait, pointing at me.
No. But what were we, just before I was going to say something, but I forgot. No, before that.
Bohemia.
After that.
The slave thing. The game.
After that.
Yeah. And?
I feel like Thor came straight after that.
So do I.
It did.
It definitely did.
It definitely did. I don't know what you're talking about.
You didn't like the direction they did with Thor.
Do you see what Matt Walsh's response to everything was basically, well, you can't have this because it's not woke inclusive. You can't have any more, all the fairy tales, and it's no crime of ours or no crime of theirs, but every fairy tale is essentially the same story about, typically chivalrous traits and, nobility. So there's a prince, trying to save a damsel in distress, So we can't have that. So we may as well scrap that. You broke down every standard sort of trope of like fiction and adventure and action, etc. It's like, so the answer to that would be just remove all art, remove all movies, so we may never ever offend anyone.
Was it him that said it, or was it somebody else? They were saying along the lines, I think it was him. And he's like, essentially, it only keeps going this way because there's money to be made.
But where, like, all these shows are failing. All these movies that have these female...
Advertising.
Yeah, but no one's going to tune
Marketing.
in.
They don't need people to tune in, just so long as they keep getting their marketing out there.
But it's like the WNBA, man. I know your favorite thing. I was watching heaps of WNBA statistical videos because I was like, let's get to the bottom of it.
I don't know how, because you sent that to me now, I'm getting all these recommendations of WNBA stuff. There was a guy, college level, who's retired 10 years, plays a current WNBA, like, all-star. Best of 3 matches. She wins by 1 point in the first match.
Oh, is the guy in the blue t-shirt or something?
He's a bit chunky.
Yeah, the chunky dude. Yeah, I saw it.
They don't even televise the second, like, they don't even show you the second match, and then they show the last point of the third match. Like, well, if she put up a fight, why wouldn't you show it? So I'm thinking, like, she just won the first one because she kept shooting threes.
And he just drove past her.
He just probably just got into his rhythm and just destroyed her.
Yeah.
And this is a college level retiree, like 10 years.
It kills me. Every time I watch a WNBA video, it actually kills me.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't remember who I was watching, and they're like, just so you know I'm not biased, the video you're actually watching as part of this video that I'm like in the background isn't, me finding some shitty shots, cherry picking games. This is literally the highlight reel of the WNBA season.
Yeah.
They're doing layups, caught a fast break and laid it up. What do you mean, man? Go to Dandenong and see that happen.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They get stabbed on the way down.
These players are like 6'5", 6'5" players that can't dunk. Spud Webb won a dunking contest at 5'6".
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh.
Allen Iverson, man, one of the best dunkers ever. He wasn't 6'5".
So did you see the US women's soccer team got their equal pay finally?
Oh, yeah.
So the men actually
had to...
The men
distributing their purse, yeah.
Men ceded their share, and they're giving it to the women.
How is... I don't understand how this is fair.
Oh, it's not.
Why is it allowed, then?
Because America...
That's not an excuse.
America runs by their own rules. If that happened in Europe, all European competition would die overnight.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I'm surprised about.
The only reason they can do it in America is because there is no money there.
Right.
Can you imagine Ronaldo having to give up his purse to some third-rate stringer. You know, I mean,
like all
seriously, just laugh. Like, what are
you got.
It's said in Portuguese, Italian, Spanish, every language he knows, man.
Yeah,
no,
there's teammates coming out like absolutely bagging what's her name now, Rapinoe. Calling her like she's just like all ego.
Yeah,
basically she's just like she's like a dog with a bone, and she just won't let this go. And looks like she finally got it.
The thing is like, I don't deny that these women aren't talented. Athletically, they're doing the work.
We get in the anger emails.
I don't care. I'm over it.
Relax, man. Hang on. Just hear where I'm going with this, okay?
Okay.
The table's about to be banged. Banged.
Bunked.
Don't do that, okay?
Don't bang the table.
We're hanging by a thread, man. This thing is just... I sold all the bolts and rivets out of it.
Maybe it's time for a new table.
Yeah, well, you get me one and we'll talk.
Hang on. Do you know how much effort it was to drag this thing around?
Yeah, you weren't there. We did it.
This thing's not light.
I'll find you something lighter.
Hang on. You got a beef with the table? I think it works well in this room.
I do wish it spun. That would be awesome.
Yes, Lazy Susan style.
Yeah. Or at least the middle part.
Why?
I don't know. We can put like little cheese and dips and stuff on there.
You're more than welcome to bring cheeses and dips.
No, I can't. That's all right.
If you like, you eat
I retract my
cheeses
statement.
anyway.
I retract my statement.
No. Look, as far as, say, the WNBA, right? Let's just look at the WNBA.
Oh, we're talking about FIFA.
Okay, FIFA.
Sports in general.
Sports.
Sports. Okay.
Women.
It's all the same regardless of which sport we're
Well,
talking
some
about.
sports are, some sports aren't.
Women in sports.
Is there a female rugby league? Sorry.
I would say so.
Is
I
there?
actually don't know. That's a good question. Hang on a second. A rugby league?
I'm
or
really
union?
curious now that we said this.
Women's, what country?
Any? I'm just curious if there's any at all.
Women's rugby union. Here we go. Oh, yeah, the best league.
The what?
The lingerie league.
I was trying not to say it, so I sound like a pig.
I thought you said Hungary League, and I'm like, what?
This is the Hungarian league.
Lingerie League.
I guarantee you the lingerie league made more money than the WNBA.
I was just about to say thank you, yeah.
Most definitely.
I'd be throwing money at that.
Yeah, a lot of those players actually started playing the WAFL.
Really?
Yeah.
In lingerie?
Some of them
The
did.
irony about the WNBA is...
Lingerie or no?
Dude.
No.
Oh.
The irony about the
I lost
WNBA
interest.
is that majority of viewers are men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Women don't even watch the WNBA.
No.
Yeah.
Even the women...
Well, we already know that the WNBA has never made a profit till this day,
Anyway.
even with those male viewers.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the women are more it's more attractive for them to watch a 7-foot black dude who's like handsome or whatever and just be like, oh, tall, dark, and I mean, it's the same.
It's the point of like supporting the thing.
Yeah.
Women bitch about female basketballers not receiving pay. It's like, okay, but their pay is synchronized and proportionate to the money that they bring in.
But this is something
But even women don't watch WNBA.
But this is something I keep bringing up because, look, I'm not going to generalize, but I will.
Here come the angry emails.
I don't want to say I don't trust you. I'm not saying I do,
but I don't.
Look,
there are women who like sports, but majority of them don't. Okay? That's
or they're just neutral about it. I would say they're neutral.
Okay, we'll go with neutral. They're not going to go out of it. Well, if they've got the option of maths and the WAFL,
I'll be honest, man. I go watch the footy every week, right?
Yeah, no, I've seen that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've gone to the footy this year. I've missed 2 games because of work.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Games as far as in Melbourne. I've missed 2 games out of what are we on now? 13th or 14th round? 2 games I've missed, plus the 3 or 4 that we're playing at the state, right?
Yeah.
I typically go with 3 other people. 2 of them are women.
That's good.
Yeah. That's standard. Standard. This Thursday I'm going to see Richmond Carlton. I'm going with a woman.
That's good. How many people are usually there at that match when you go?
The hell was that?
With Carlton doing so good this year, how many people were at their matches?
Dude, they're 50, 60,000.
All right. Out of that 50, 60,000, how many women do you think are there that aren't there with their boyfriends or partners or there with their families? Just a group of single women of about 5 or 6 of them.
Do you know what killed me? I'm thinking of 2 things specifically. One from the game last, when was it? Sunday when I went?
Yep.
It was Friday, sorry. There were 2 women sitting in about 4 rows up from us, right? They had a bunch of kids with them.
Yeah.
They were literally standing up every 3 minutes to go get food. They were disappearing for 20 minutes at a time. They were coming back with like Chardonnay and stuff, like a full bottle of booze.
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't see him sit down. And they stood out because one was wearing like a red, well, it was an Essendon Carlton game, so she was wearing like a red jacket, red jumper, red hat. And she was blocking my view every time she got up. And I felt like saying, are you actually watching the game? Why don't you just leave your kids here and just disappear? Like, I cracked it. The other one, I took a photo of it. I actually put it up on Insta. It was, I can't remember what game it was. I think it was maybe against North or something. I think it was North. Who was sitting there. There's a woman sitting directly in front of us to the right. We accidentally spilled beer on someone that she was with. So they've like given us the dirty. I'm like, look, I'm sorry, man. It's tight. Someone was walking past. They spilled beer. Like, get over it. She was sitting there. She had a book and a set of headphones on her head while the game was going on. And I posted it, report antisocial behaviour at the football. Dude, who goes to the footy to read a book and listen to... And she wasn't there with like a husband or anything. She was there with an older couple. What are you doing at the game?
Like I said, how many of those 50, 60,000 aren't there that are already there with their boyfriend or partner or with their family? In a group of 5, 4.
Look,
They're not there.
That's a very broad general statement to make, so I'm not going to deny or agree. Like, I'm not going to... Yeah. All right.
It's a hard one because, like, for me, for example, I don't mind sports.
I like sport. Like, I don't
go out of my way to watch it by any means.
I love sports.
My missus, who is Malaysian, she wants to drag me to the footy, and I just don't want to go.
So why doesn't she go?
She doesn't follow anyone. She just wants to go.
She can come with us.
She just likes the sport.
She wants to come
by
with us.
By all means, take her. She wants to go. I can't be fucked.
So on another note,
but the thrill of the outing, the thrill of the people running around, the excitement.
Look,
the
people
excitement
that
of the
say to me
crowd.
they're not into sport, I always say come and watch an AFL game.
Fair enough.
You get into that's what I mean, the excitement.
Dude, go to it, and I hate both teams. Go to an Essendon Collingwood game. Yeah. Even though they're terrible, go to a Essendon Collingwood game.
One of those matches is with best atmosphere of the year.
Hawthorn Essendon or some shit.
Hawthorn Geelong.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right? Go watch one of them and watch these people tear each other apart.
Yeah.
Dude, when you're in the G and there's 100,000+, you know what I mean? There's nothing like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you got a guy, a stadium, 80,000 people or whatever. You got a guy on the field who literally touches a ball and people are losing their minds.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're at you're in the Colosseum. Do you know what I mean? And there's a Roman emperor giving the thumbs up or thumbs down.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, it's hard to say generalize because it's not just about that sport. It's the excitement of the stadium. I feel
Victorians generally, Aussies generally, but Victorians especially, we love sport, man. We're a sporting state.
Yeah, but 100%. I'm saying for females, it's not just about the sport. It's about the excitement of the outing, the excitement of the stadium, the fans.
It's a venture out. It's a night out.
Yeah. So it's hard to categorize it, if this is what I'm saying.
Fair enough. I was going to say as well, because you were saying, like, like they're getting behind, like, when, what were you saying? You were saying, like, along the lines of, like, they're getting up in arms at, like, that they should be getting the same money. Like, women. And like, well, why is it in the interests of other women what they care what happens to the American female soccer team? Why do they care how much money they're making? Like, why? How does that affect your day-to-day life? That these celebrities aren't making, 11 figures instead of 10.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, how does that affect your life? It's because they're telling you it affects your life. You somehow think that it affects your day-to-day when it has nothing to do with you.
But that's not even the first time this has happened, right? Wasn't there a movie that Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence was in and Pratt took a sacrifice to his salary and passed it to her?
Possibly, I don't know.
Hang on.
There was a movie that they did together.
I'll Google both of them and see what comes up.
And I'm pretty sure he sacrificed his salary for
I don't know
her.
if he sacrificed.
I'm pretty sure he sacrificed. He evened out to be equal with her.
They're both in Passengers.
Yeah.
Is that the movie?
Could be, I don't know. I never watched it.
Okay, so I'm going to look up salary.
Just watched it on the Fappening.
You're fried. Okay, so how much did Jennifer Lawrence get paid for Passengers? According to Deadline, Lawrence made a cool $20 million for Passengers, allegedly $5 to $7 million more than a co-star in the film Chris Pratt. That's what it was.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he sacrificed that amount.
She's an Oscar winner, though.
There was a whole thing about it. There's no way he did it.
No, because she's an Oscar winner. I think you might be thinking of Gal Gadot, maybe?
No, I'm sure it was those two. She came out on TV shows and they made a big thing about it.
I remember her saying stuff about that, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Chris came out and quietly just sacrificed salary. I'm sure of it. I'm so sure of this. Anyway.
Look, the thing with me with the whole wage gap thing, right? I've been watching heaps of Jordan Peterson too. This is a really bad
This
mix.
is not. Yeah, this is not
This is
a good.
bad mix. I'm watching Matt Walsh, who's ultra
You should just
conservative.
blank
Jordan
these names.
Peterson,
You should blank
centrist.
these names.
Yeah, it's really bad. One thing I've been.
Well, I would think the centrist thing would be the better one, wouldn't it?
Well, there's no better one.
Well, not
'Cause
better,
even
but a bit more
centrists-
toned down. Oh, so what would be the opposite then? So you said you got the ultra
Socialism.
Right. Okay, so then who would you listen to then?
Do you know what the interesting thing is, right? if these things weren't as vocal, right? Like if the female gender pay gap wasn't as vocal and no one really cared about it, would we still have Matt Walsh and Jordan Peterson and all that still coming out as vocal as they are? Or do you think everyone would just quietly go
No,
about their
they
business?
would because they're still studying the thing, man. Jordan Peterson is a clinical psychologist.
Yeah, I know. He's also suicidal. But like
What?
Sorry?
he was also suicidal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
but that's just depression based on something else.
Right, but people in their not right. There's not everyone's in their right frame of mind, is what I'm saying. Everyone's got their little.
Well, I
weaknesses.
think it's a testimony to the fact that as a celebrity, like as someone prominent as he was, he's willing to show the weakness of it getting to him and having to take a step back instead of just doubling down and probably burning himself
what I
out.
mean-
Johnny
though-
Depp was a victim of domestic violence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hushed it up because he didn't want the embarrassment of it. And in the end, he said, I've lost too much. I'm coming out with it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't want to be
Well, that's what I mean. Like when you're personally involved in it, sure, whatever. But I just feel like, for me personally, if people want to do something and it doesn't involve anyone else, like if you two want to be gay, for example, and it doesn't bother anyone involved in it, go and do it. But the issue I had
Dude,
with...
I could do a lot better than him.
I know you could. That's why I'm here.
His Roma hoodie.
But what I'm saying is, like, would people be
What stuff yummy in the last one?
like with Matt Walsh, right? For example, I generally agree with a lot of the stuff he's saying about how shit's wrong and whatever.
Yeah.
There was one thing that he said one time, which was like, all these, not quoted, right? All these weird people who have kids out of wedlock and
Yeah.
they don't
See,
follow religion. And I was like,
me-
what's this guy talking about?
See, that's the thing. For me, he crosses the line when he starts bringing up religion as in the driving factor, right? It's like, hang on,
but it's
man.
old school religion.
Yeah,
That's the
he's
thing.
a hardline Catholic. It's
Yeah.
a different story. For me, it's a sense of morality, sense of ethics, sense of
Correct.
equality.
Yeah, yeah.
You got it's a fine line.
Yeah.
All right, you can't play hardball with everything.
Yeah.
But when you start fucking with nature the way like the whole pronoun thing is going,
Yeah.
that's when it's like a bigger.
But his stance is more, correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't watched all of his videos, but his stance is more about what they're doing to other people, not so much about what they're doing to themselves.
Yeah, what they're forced.
Because they're trying to normalize what it is now.
Yeah.
When
Like by giving the kids the drugs that
Yeah, the,
they were saying. And
Yeah, the
that's
puberty
what
blockers.
all that's ridiculous. Like that's insane.
Are we going to watch that, by the way? What
I
is a
want to
woman?
get around to watching it. So we'll
For
quickly bring
science,
it out.
of course.
Yeah.
So, like the puberty blockers, they were saying that if people didn't know this already, if you get started on the puberty blockers and then you you then continue on after finishing those, you go on to another tablet, which is what they use to chemically castrate, in
Yeah.
his words, pedophiles.
Yeah.
Apparently, once you go from that onto that next drug, as a trans person, even if you decide to stop going on that, once you start taking that tablet, you will never reach orgasm in your life ever
Yeah, it
again.
does irreversible damage.
Yeah.
What he says, one thing that he does say,
For both sexes.
Yeah. Regardless.
one thing that Matt Walsh says that really sort of has stuck is just a simple thing of how can you identify with a gender that you can't define?
Exactly.
How can you tell me you're a woman when you can't tell me what a woman is?
Yeah.
How does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is weird. It is weird.
But then,
that
like-
no one ever defines it.
Yeah, but then like you
No, we
get,
can't anymore.
No, but the trans community never defines.
there's
Like,
no-
there's never an answer that comes out of it.
no, they just well, like you were saying, like when he's talking about it, like they're always expecting the same questions and they answer them freely and they're self-congratulatory on their back and patting their backs and everything. But as soon as he asks a basic question, he says it, like the whole interview takes a turn and they just fumble for words because they can't answer it. They just refuse to answer it because
Yeah.
they don't have an answer for him.
Yeah.
The thing
Because
that,
they're not expecting those questions.
thing that has got me is not so much the whole trans issue. It's been more the gender pay gap, all right, and the blanket collation of like figures to say that there's a gender equality in pay thing. And then like, whether you look at Walsh or Peterson, whoever that has done the studies, it's like, yes, but it's because they didn't take into consideration the danger of the jobs. They just took men jobs, women jobs, let's lump them all in one pot.
Yeah, that's one thing as well.
Yeah.
Like they take all male jobs and all female jobs and just slap it together. It's not like they're using this specific industry with the same industry female.
I worked in an environment that was cold storage where it was heavy lifting labor and you were forced to do it for 8, 10, 12 hours at a time, 6-day periods, through holidays, and it's backbreaking, man. The injuries I accumulated, second to none. There were only, in that entire workplace, I think there may have been 3 women that worked there in the time that I was there, right? All of them, one of them was a gym junkie, like a unit of a bird, right? Another one was like a fairly stocky woman that didn't do any of the heavy lifting stuff. She just sat on a fork. Another one was pretty rough and tumble as well. There's a reason for that. It's not because the jobs weren't available.
Yeah.
Because no one wanted them.
Yeah.
In my last sort of legs there, my last month or two there, a new employment agency had come in and started, it was an all-female run employment agency, more or less. And they said, this is bullshit. We've got to equal up the numbers. And we were trying to tell them, like, women don't want to work in here. Like, go next door where there's plenty of women because the work is lighter, it's cleaner, it's not cold.
Yeah.
Plenty of women there. Nah, this is rubbish. They just haven't been given the opportunity, la, la. I'm like, okay. So they brought in a bunch of 18, 19-year-olds fresh out of uni. Starting, dude, the first week, they all were pulling work cover claims because, I'm hurt. This hurts. I can't work in here. It's too cold in here. It's like, but that's the job. What do you want us to do? Give you
something. It needs to go up 15 degrees.
Yeah.
But that's what it is now. Like
What do you want
instead
us
of
to do?
meeting the
That's the
requirements.
job.
Something
they change
interesting is when I was working for my last place, which is a massive retail environment, right? Internationally. When you apply for the basic roles, they actually give you a choice. Like you can choose, do you want to work in the deli? Do you want to work in grocery, the fridge, whatever. You pick.
Yeah.
Now, you tell me if you walk through any supermarket in Australia, there's a dominated number of females who work in seafood and deli and on the cash registers.
And the bakery.
Because women don't want to be climbing a ladder to do capping for Valencia orange juice.
You know who is?
Shelf.
You know who does? You know who does do that stuff?
Who?
The old 50-year-old women who have been around since the 60s and 70s who are like,
four arms bigger than mine.
They're the ones. They're the ones that are willing to do work. Yeah, they're the ones that are willing because they know what's involved.
I got a phone call from someone who I know about 2 months ago. Got an angry phone call in the middle of the night. Well, not in the middle of the night, but it was late in the evening. I'm like, what's going on? And they were just losing their shit. And I'm like, all right, what happened?
Oh, I think I remember this.
Yeah. And she started going on about how, like, she was just rambling, right? I think she had a bit to drink as well. So she was angry. I'm like, all right, break it down. Like, what are we actually talking about here? And she started talking about the patriarchy and this and that. And I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean? And she said how she had a colleague at work who was male, who'd been there for 6 months less than her, who was getting paid more money than she was. I'm like, how are you blaming patriarchy on that? I go, you signed up for the job. I'm pretty sure you would have been interviewed. They would have said what the salary was. If you didn't like it, you could have told them what you wanted.
Yeah.
If they still valued it as an employee, they would have hired you.
Yeah.
What's the difference? And I started going, I go, nah. I go, I'm not having this argument, man. And I hung up. I couldn't be fucked.
Maybe he's just a better worker than you.
Whatever it is.
But what he's saying is before you even get to the work stage, there's a negotiation stage.
What's the patriarchy got to do with? And I remember I put that YouTube video up. I put a video up on Instagram of a dude talking about gender equality, all that sort of stuff, talking about depression, suicide rates, la, 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 all that sort of shit. And the one thing that he said was that, you can bring up the patriarchy protecting male species and all this shit. It's like you're talking because, men own all the property in the world and all that. It's like, well, no. You're talking about like 1% of the male population that happens to have a lot of the wealth. How does that 1% reflect who I am? I'm on the same line as you are.
And there's the Reinhardts of the world. There's plenty of females out there.
Of course there are.
Yeah.
Dude, you got queens in India and in the Middle East that have got more bullion than anyone. Yeah? Don't talk to me about that sort of shit. I'm just saying, how does the 1% of men on the planet that happen to have a lot of the wealth, how does that reflect what me and you, us?
I would love to, I'd love to send these people to Arabic countries and just throw them into the shit and just be like, see how you go there.
Yeah.
You want to complain?
Yeah, but see, the thing is like, Those are human rights that are being what's it called? Violated.
But that's what they're insinuating, that the patriarchy in the West is towing the same lines as those
that's
humane rights. That's what they're saying.
It's got nothing to do with it.
But that's what they're saying.
Look at the comparison.
But that's what they're saying.
Again, it comes down to the whole logic thing. You ask the question that's a logical question.
I'm not agreeing with what goes on in Saudi Arabia or Afghanistan.
Yeah, no.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. But they are saying that the patriarchy in the West, quotation marks, is literally the exact same thing as what's going on.
They say it's in the equivalent to.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Yeah, okay.
The same as how the anti-vax thing was saying, oh, this is a third world country. Bro, you have no idea. And you have the balls to say that shit. Like, people are...